Hello my beautiful friends and welcome back to another video. Today I am so excited to be sharing what I ate for dinner this week as a vegan. I've been vegan for over 8 years and I absolutely love cooking and sharing that with you on my YouTube channel, and I really hope you enjoy today's video. Hello my beautiful friends, happy Monday. I hope you've been keeping very well. I'm currently preparing myself an early dinner and I'm making a taco salad, I believe is what everyone calls it. What I've done is I've prepared some red onion, cherry tomatoes, coriander, avocado and some lettuce. I have also drained and rinsed some canned black beans and some canned corn. I've also made this sauce with some coconut yogurt, lime juice, smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper, which tastes really good. And I also have some corn chips to put into the salad as well. I've been really enjoying salad lately and experimenting with different salads that keep me feeling nice and nourished but are also super tasty, and I've found that the key to them is having different textures and having a really good sauce. This one is delicious. I definitely recommend trying it, and let's get into putting it all together. So to plate up this taco salad, I put my lettuce as well as that onion, tomato and coriander into a bowl with the beans and the corn, and then added in those avocado chunks I was talking about. Tossed this all together. Then I decided to pour over that creamy coconut yogurt dressing that I had made and mixed it all together. I always find it so messy tossing a salad in a small bowl like this. I then transferred it to a plate with some corn chips that I used to like sort of scoop up the delicious salad, and I enjoyed this very much so. When it came to Tuesday, I decided to make a pumpkin lasagna. I love pumpkin so much. It's one of my favorite veggies, and lasagna is one of my favorite meals. I love when I have the time to prepare it. So I thinly sliced the pumpkin, drizzled it with some olive oil as well as some salt and some pepper, and then I placed it in the oven to roast for about 30 to 40 minutes. Whilst it was roasting, I started preparing everything else. So into a frying pan, I put some oil as well as the onion and the garlic. I fried this up and then added in some tinned lentils that I had drained and rinsed. I also added in some tomato paste as well as some passata, and then I continued mixing this together. It's like really nice and smooth mixture is what you want. I also added in some sugar as well as some salt and some pepper, and then put this onto a low heat to keep cooking whilst I made the creamy sauce. This creamy sauce is one of my favorite easy creamy sauces to make, because all you need to do is put some soy milk as well as some veggie stock powder, some plant-based butter and some nutritional yeast into a saucepan, whisk it together, then add in some flour or some corn flour and continue mixing it until it thickens. When it comes to layering the lasagna, I started with some of the tomato lentil mixture, then I added on some lasagna sheets followed by some of the creamy sauce. I then added on some more lasagna sheets, and on top of those I then put all of that delicious roasted pumpkin for a delish layer. Then I topped that with some more creamy sauce, followed that with some more lasagna sheets as well as some lentil mixture on top, and then I put more lasagna sheets followed by the creamy sauce, and I promise you that's all the lasagna sheets we're gonna need. Topped it with some breadcrumbs and some nutritional yeast and put it in the oven to bake. Once it was done, I removed it from the oven and I topped it with some fresh basil, not only for the aesthetic but also for a little hit of flavor, which we love. This lasagna, honestly, one of the best that I've ever made. Every time I make lasagna, I'm like, I need to make this more often because it's just so good. I kept some extra lasagna pieces to enjoy for lunch throughout the week, which was so good, such a treat. And yeah, this is really yummy. I will leave the recipe link down below if you want to give it a go at home. On Wednesday, I decided to make one of my favorite meals at the moment. We are starting by cutting up some tofu into small cubes, and then we are going to transfer this into a frying pan with some olive oil, some salt and some pepper. Then I fry this all up. This is all you're going to need here because we're going to add way more flavor in this delish salad. You want the tofu to get nice and crispy, and whilst it's getting crispy, you can prep the rest of the ingredients. So I've got some red cabbage, which I am chopping up, as well as some cucumber. You want to dice this pretty much as finely as you want to. I'm also getting some spring onion. Now, if you don't love spring onion, you could either leave it out or just add a little bit because it can be overpowering, but I love it. So I add a lot of it. And I also chopped up some coriander. Then into a bowl, I put some peanut butter as well as some soy sauce, some sesame oil, and some rice wine vinegar. I also add in some water to thin it out as much as I need to and mix it together into this delicious pourable sauce. Then what I do is into a bowl, put some spinach, that red cabbage, cucumber, coriander, and spring onion, as well as the prepped tofu, some crunchy peanuts, and then I pour over that delicious peanut butter sauce, and then we're going to toss this salad together. Trust me, this salad is so delicious. I have eaten it like on repeat for the past few weeks, and I think you are going to absolutely love it. If you love peanuts and peanut butter and tofu, you're gonna love it. This salad has quickly become one of my favorite things to make for lunch or dinner lately because it is so quick to make. I can usually make it in like 15 to 20 minutes. It's super packed full of flavor. Fresh veg, tofu, which is protein. It honestly just always hits the spot. If you're interested in trying this at home, I'll leave a link down in the description box to the recipe for this, which I have popped on my website, as well as a couple of other recipes from today's video. And I also want to say a big thanks to my friends at Squarespace who have very kindly sponsored today's video, and they also have made my website happen because I have hosted and designed my website using Squarespace for almost 3 years now, and it is a platform that I love using and that I recommend to everyone that I know. It's honestly perfect for small business owners or sole traders like myself who want to have an online presence and be able to link everything in one place, and also to be able to sell products like my ebook, for example, in a very, very simple way. The commerce backend of Squarespace is one of the most simple things that I have ever used, and the blogging features also make it so easy to be able to upload recipes in a really quick amount of time, which works very well for me. If you're ever looking to host or design your own website, I highly recommend checking out Squarespace. You can go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, you can go to squarespace.com/AmandaDux and use my code AmandaDux, which gets you 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. All right, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this delicious salad, and I will catch up with you for dinner tomorrow. On Thursday, I decided to make some enchiladas, and I started by making my own enchilada sauce, which I will leave a link down below of the recipe that I used. I found this to be so delicious and it really elevated the meal. And I also fried up some black beans with some red onion and some garlic as the filling. So then I transferred the enchilada sauce into a baking dish, and into 3 tortillas I put the black bean and onion mixture. I then also grated on top some vegan cheese, and then I rolled these up and placed them into the enchilada sauce. Enchiladas are one of those things like lasagna that when I make it, I'm like, oh, this is so worth it. I should make it way more often. I poured over the extra enchilada sauce onto the tortillas, to the enchiladas, and then I also grated on some more vegan cheese. I'm a sucker for vegan cheese, and I put this into the oven. As you can see, these come out just looking so delish, and I also topped it with some vegan sour cream as well as a fresh salsa I'd made with tomato, onion, and avocado, and some coriander, I think. No, just tomato, avocado, and onion. And then, as you can see, this is our delish dinner. Honestly, I really want to make these right now because they look so ridiculously good.
This is our couples announcement video.
So tonight, Cara, my boyfriend, and I are having dinner together, and I decided to do bao night. I love making like DIY bao plates for everyone when I am cooking for multiple people. I find it like a really nice way to be able to share food, and everyone can like build their own, and it's really fun. And yeah, it's just one of my favorite things to do. Sometimes when I'm feeling very like hosting, I will do multiple things, like I'll prep multiple different fillings and stuff like that. But tonight I am just doing the one type of bao. So let me show you what I've got going on. The first thing we have is this sticky hoisin tofu, which looks so ridiculously good. I just marinated it for a bit and then fried it up, and yeah, it's looking absolutely delish. I'll leave the measurements that I did for the sauce down below if you do want to make it at home. And then when it comes to other fillings, I've just got some spring onion as well as some fresh cucumber and some coriander, as well as some cos lettuce. And then I also just have some vegan mayonnaise that I mixed with some lime juice just to add a little bit of extra freshness to it. We have all of our steamed bao buns. So that is going to be our Friday night dinner, and I am personally very excited about it. I've said it before and I'll say it again, sharing food is like a love language to me. I love sharing food with the people that I love. I love preparing it for the people that I love because, I don't know, there's just something about food. It just brings out the love in me. And this was a really, really wholesome night, followed by another really wholesome night with my boyfriend and with Kara. We went to one of my favorite vegan restaurants and it was such a good night. I love the fact that they have this statement on their menu. I highly recommend pausing and reading it if you're interested in learning more about this restaurant and what they do. But when it comes to what I had, I started with a lychee martini cocktail, which was so delish. And then we shared some vegan calamari as well as some garlic almond broccolini, I'm pretty sure is what it was. Really, really good. We also had some roti bread with some peanut sauce, and that was a really nice way to start our dinner. Then when it came to what we had for mains, I had this pumpkin avocado rice tofu bowl thing. My boyfriend had a vegan beef burger and Kara had this vegan chicken dish. It was really, really good. Then when it came to Sunday, I wanted to prepare one of my favorite things at the moment. I started by slicing some tofu, and then into my food processor I put some breadcrumbs, nutritional yeast, some vegan chicken stock and some garlic and herb seasoning, and I blended this all together to get it nice and fine. Then I dipped the tofu into a soy milk flour mixture and then into the breadcrumb mixture that I had just prepared, and I did this on repeat until all the tofu pieces were covered really well. Then I am going to transfer these into a frying pan in some rice bran oil. You want to get these nice and crispy. These are like little crispy tofu schnitzels. I'm obsessed with them. I think I've perfected my recipe now. And whilst they're frying up, I also sliced up some cucumber and some avocado, and I also prepared some white rice as well. Then when the tofu schnitzels were done, I just transferred them to let them cool off a bit. I also prepared some spring onion, and then it came to preparing my bowl, which was some fluffy rice on the base that I put some rice wine vinegar and some sesame oil through and mixed that all together. Then I topped with some cucumber as well as some avocado. Then I added on the tofu schnitzels with a couple to spare for the next day. I drizzled some vegan mayonnaise on top, and that was my dinner for the night. I want to show you how crispy this tofu is because honestly, it's pretty incredible. So there is my crispy tofu rice bowl. One of the most simple meals to make if you've never made anything like this before. I definitely recommend giving it a go. And the crispy tofu is definitely the hero of the dish as well, so I definitely recommend giving that a go. It's also really good in sandwiches. But anyway, I'm going to enjoy this, and that is going to bring us to the end of this video. I hope you got some new vegan dinner ideas to try out at home. If you have any suggestions of things that you're loving for dinner at the moment that you think I should know about, feel free to let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye!